Okay.
Okay, so this is To Be or Not to Be. It is Ryan North, a guy who does Dinosaur Comics and wrote or was one of the writers for the Adventure Time comic, not the show. I want to say, I could be wrong on a lot of bases here, but he did a Choose Your Own Adventure book of Hamlet. And they decided to digitize it, so I'm pretty excited, because I can't stream books, but the writing is pretty great. So with me I have Sarah Decaf Delinquent Dame Has Class.
Yeah, all of them. I need more names. I need to figure out more names.
Yeah, I think they need to all start with D's or S's, though. It
yeah,
seems like... Keep a theme, yeah. So, you're familiar with the book?
A little bit. I actually haven't read it, so this will be a nice surprise.
Okay, cool. I am gonna start from the beginning. This game does have... I'm gonna total biscuit for a second, so bear with me. I just wanted people to know there is narration, if that's your thing. I'm gonna leave that off because I don't want 3 people talking on top of each other. And there is a font that is a dyslexic font, which I'm guessing is just, some standardized thing where they try and keep the letters...
It's easier, yeah.
Yeah. So that's cool. That is a good option. If only you could do that with a regular book. Steam books are the future, I think.
Steam books.
Steam books, hell yeah.
Mom, I want to go to the Steam library. Gotta get your Steam library card.
Oh no. Alright, so let's get started with some book. Oh, would you like to enable narration? No, not today.
No, sorry.
Thanks. It was a little flat, the narration, because I checked it out at first. So another good thing about this, this book slash ebook slash game book, I don't even know, it has art done by an obscene number of people in the webcomic community.
That are so good. Like this one right here, that was Noelle Stevenson. She does the webcomic Nimona, which you may know. She also does the covers for the Lumberjanes comics, and she writes for those as well. So.
Yeah, there's... God, I can't even name all of them. Like, Kate Beaton comes to mind. Casey Green. I think Andrew Hussey did some, I think.
Yeah.
There's... My god, it's a list of, like, at least 20. So, there's a lot. There's a whole bunch. So yeah. Let's start. I'm not sure if I should just read or... Oh god, I don't want to read out loud.
Do you want me to read out loud? I'll do it if you want to.
I mean... Do I assume people are gonna read?
Yeah, it's hard. It's a hard choice.
It is. I'm gonna let chat give a second. Should we read? We have I'm illiterate, which is fair, 'cause same. Read aloud so I don't have to pay attention. Honestly, that's kind of what I was thinking. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Just make sure you make voices. I don't know about that. I don't know about,
sorry about that.
I don't think so, Tim, but...
So, William Shakespeare, who was born in 1564 and died whenever he died, was well known for borrowing from existing literature when writing his plays. Romeo and Juliet is pretty much lifted entirely from Arthur Brooks' poem, The Tragical History of Romeus and Juliet. Dude didn't even change the names. So...
Yeah, and I'll make sure to... I forget there's a little bit of lag and all that, so... And as recent Shakespeare scholarship has established, the famed play William Shakespeare Presents Hamlet was lifted wholesale from the volume you are about to enjoy, To Be or Not to Be. To Be or Not to Be is both... It's both the earliest recorded example of the books as a game genre, as well as the first instance ever in the then newish English language that was kicking around of an adventure being chosen by you, the reader. And then, well, we've gone ahead and added illustrations, plus we've taken the liberty of marking with tiny York skulls the choices Shakespeare himself made when he plagiarized this book back in olden times.
So really, moral of the story is... steal whatever you can.
Or just
Oh,
fuck
yours.
Shakespeare. One of the two. Fuck that dork.
Just steal everything, but then sign it Shakespeare, and they'll be like, okay.
It's questionable whether or not that happened. You know, that people fight about that, and I don't know why, because book plays, right? Whatever. They're there in case you want to put yourself in Shakespeare's shoes, reading the book as he did, stealing plot elements wholesale, and classing up the language as he, you, went, go.
Perfect.
However, that's not the only way to read this book. Yeah, you can take over from this page.
Okay, yeah, just keep in mind there's a lag.
Yeah.
Feel free to explore your other options, as each time you read this book, you can go on a different adventure. Assuming you don't read the book an absurd amount of times, at which the adventures will start to repeat, and they'll probably be pretty familiar before long anyway. Now take yourself back to history when ghosts walked the earth and nobody knew velociraptors were ever even a thing. Steel yourself to experience the magic of Shakespeare as it was meant to be experienced in a non-deterministic narrative structure where you end up thinking maybe you made the wrong decision. So you mark the pages you were just on so you could go back and make a different choice if you die for some stupid reason. So to be or not to be, that is the adventure.
So that's kind of the idea here. I played a little bit and did not do well.
It's always the best when you don't, to be honest.
So this is by Ryan North, noted Shakespeare scholar / enthusiast. I'm gonna go ahead and go with, you can't tell me what to do, smart guy, I'm just gonna keep reading. Whoa, slow down there, cowboy. At the end of that last bit, you were supposed to make a choice and then jump to the page that reflects that choice. Instead of following those instructions, you just kept reading what came next like this is an ordinary book. This book is crazy insane. How are you even acting like this is an ordinary book? You die without even having chosen your character. The end.
Perfect.
And your final score is maybe learn to read books better sometime out of 1,000. And that's first ending.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. And, yeah, we have that unlocked in the art gallery, so we have this forever now. Thank goodness. Yeah, and then there's little Achievo screens, and there are Chivos, because Shakespeare Achivos, boosh, hell yeah, actually.
To see his gamer score, it was
That's not a very good score, I gotta say. Okay, wait, I got this, let me try the page turning thing again.
Wait, I think I got it this time.
Okay, well, okay, choose a character, but okay.
You hear any insane noises? It's also my cat. She is also playing along. You've just been born. Congratulations. Good work on that thing. Now, surprise, babies are boring. So we're going to jump ahead in time to a point where you're an adult and you already lived a bunch of stuff. But I promise most of what we're skipping over was really dull. You ate a lot, you slept a lot, you made some friends, tears were shed, makeouts were totally had, etc. It was a bunch of high school stuff. The awesome stuff starts now. So let's begin, my friend. Remind me again who you are?
Are you? And I will let the chat vote on this one, but I'll run through the choices.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Ophelia, she's an awesome lady in her late 20s with a calm, competent, and resourceful demeanor. She's got a +1 bonus to science, but she's also got a -1 weakness against water, so heads
Ouch,
up.
damn spots. Ophelia is one of my personal faves. She's a woman that knows what she wants. She wants
Hamlet
to be crazy.
with a question mark? He's an emo teen in his early 30s. Also, he's the Prince of Denmark. Hamlet has a
Denmark prince.
Yeah, Hamlet is a +1 resistant to magic, but there's no magic in this adventure, so this never gets mentioned again as of right now. And I do like, when I was thinking about this, I like the concept of this just because Hamlet itself, if you watch like a bunch of different plays of it and different productions,
yeah,
they play Hamlet totally different ways every time. I have seen Hamlet played very competently and, you know, almost generic protagonist, and I've seen him played as just an enlightened jester. So it could be, there's a lot of different forms of Hamlet, so it works pretty well, I think, because
whatever your headcanon for Hamlet is.
Yeah, because Shakespeare couldn't write stage directions. And then Hamlet Sr., he's the king of Denmark, 50 years old. He's super good at fighting and leading men into battle and naps. Let's say +1 to each. Look, bottom line, he's an unstoppable machine of death. God, this is what I chose last time. He's an unstoppable machine of death, and should you choose to be him, you may experience kingly glory. So I'm gonna put this up to a chat vote of who we start as.
It's not gonna be that scientific. We're just gonna have to kind of look at what name comes up the most.
Oh no, I actually do have a poll I can just do.
Wow, that's the future.
Wow, Hitbox is cool. There's nice things you can do. So I'll let that run for a little bit.
Yeah, I'm voting, but I'm not telling you who I'm voting for.
That's good. That's good. I mean, you can say spoiler whoever dies, because in all fairness, spoiler everyone in this dies. Yeah, it's fucking Hamlet. There's like 2 survivors in Hamlet. And no one remembers them.
Shakespeare would have loved Game of Thrones, let me tell you what.
Oh man, I cannot wait for, what is it, the Legend of Zelda show they just announced they're doing for Netflix.
I saw that when I was out, and I was like, what you want to do? Are you okay? Do you wanna... I know you're going through some stuff, but I mean, don't go crazy.
Oh god, I just love the fact that one of the people who was involved with it described it as it's going to be like Game of Thrones for a more family audience. I was like,
there's gonna be people in it, like, that are gonna talk to each other, like, what is left?
Alright,
what is left?
Ophelia won by a good deal, which is understandable. Hamlet's pretty passé, and, Hamlet Sr., well, yeah, he's dead, so, before Hamlet starts, he's dead. Alright, we got a Chivo. Nice. Nice. First Chivo. Alright. Right, you're Ophelia. You're a beautiful and independent young woman, and although it makes you roll your eyes when you think about it, you've fallen in love with a prince. Prince Hamlet is funny and charming, and he seems to like you a lot. You try not to get too excited about it because you're worried you might jinx it, but things really are going great. Only it's been hard doing this long-distance thing while you've both been off at university. And while you've loved studying capitals science and capital S science, and you're sure Hamlet's loved studying capital U undeclared, it hasn't been easy.
It would be undeclared.
It would totally be undeclared. For like, he'd be a junior undeclared. He would stay 3 years undeclared.
It would be like, okay, which credits do I have the most of, and what degree can I get with that?
Oh god, is it film studies or management? I need to finish one of these next year, or I'm gonna be... parents are gonna kill me. Now that you're both back together in Denmark for his father's funeral and his mother's second wedding, it's been harder still. And there, yeah, his father's yeah, he's dead, by the way. In case anyone doesn't know Hamlet. Spoilers! Hamlet Sr.'s fucking dead. Right away. Hamlet's really sad, and you can't blame him for that since, you know, his dad died. But you wish there was something you could do to help him. When you last saw him, Hamlet mentioned how the castle seemed cold and drafty, and for some reason it stuck with you. You've been sitting at your desk trying to think of something you could give him that would help him with that. A way of cheering him up a little, remind him he's still got people who care about him. He wears these cloaks all the time, but then he's taking them off in warm rooms and putting them back on in cold ones. If only there was some way you could keep the rooms at a uniform temperature. He wouldn't need to be constantly adjusting his clothes throughout the day.
Set the entire castle on fire.
Yeah, no, that's warm. That's a good way to do it. But to do that, you'd need some way of measuring heat and a way of transporting it throughout the castle, perhaps through a series of pipes. Your thoughts are interrupted by a knock at your door. Was Ophelia just about to, like, invent just heating, just central heat?
Like, you know, I have a minute. I can just knock this out real quick before Gilmore comes on.
I just accidentally invent things that have already happened a bunch. Like, that's the thing I do. I'll just be like, man, all you have to do is, like, reinforce 2 thin sheets with another thin sheet bent in the middle, and, well, that's corrugated cardboard. Did it again. And then just over and over. Who is it, you call? It's me, says your brother. Come on, let me in. Alright, do we let him in or tell him you're busy?
Are you making another poll?
No, I'll just let you choose on this one.
Okay, I'm gonna say that we're busy. We got a lot on our minds. We wanna help our boyfriend. Stay toasty. I'm busy, you shout through the door to Laertes. Sure that's right.
Laertes, I think.
Laertes.
Yeah.
I'm leaving for France soon, he shouts back. Don't you want to say goodbye? Apparently not, you shout in reply. That sounds like siblings. Whatever, Laertes yells. He storms out stomping all the way. You sit in silence for a moment. He stomps back. Say bye for dad for me. Say bye to dad for me, okay? He shouts. Okay, I will. You yell through the door. He storms off again. To France, I guess?
Brothers, am I right?
And Toad's right.
That was very Shakespearean. That was very Shakespearean writing, yeah. That was really short. You can take another.
At your desk, you continue your work on the problem of automatically heating the castle. Hours turn into days, and you're generally left alone by both your family and your boyfriend. That's nice, I guess. Your father ignoring you is no big deal, and while you're a little worried about Hamlet not stopping by more often, he has asked you to leave him alone for a while he mourns, and you're respecting his wishes. But if you're going to be honest with yourself, you've also just gotten really absorbed in this problem. You decide to split the problem into sections, delivering the heat and knowing when to deliver the heat. It would be possible to put servants in every room and have them report when it's too cold, but that's both expensive and unreliable. It depends on the servant, the warmth of their clothes, how much they love to lie to people about what temperature their skin is sensing, and so on. You're wandering around the castle grounds when it hits you. You've been thinking about how water expands when it freezes and how that could be used to tell you when it's cold, but it's not much use for measuring. Your father, Polonius, happens to wonder why talking to himself about the evils of drink, and you realize alcohol. Yes, solution to all problems, by the way.
Okay, so we're really just crazy. She's just inventing heating, central heat.
Locking herself away, hermiting herself away, being like, this is just consuming my every waking moment. I love my boyfriend so much. I'm just gonna invent something for him that people will use for the rest of time. The right alcohol would expand linearly with heat, and by putting it in a slender glass vial, you could measure the size of that liquid, which could correspond 1-to-1 with temperature. Put the same markings on each of these glass vials at the same temperatures, and you've got a universal, comparable, and consistent way of measuring heat. You wouldn't have to rely on a servant's impression. They could just tell you what line the alcohol has reached. You run back to your room to start working on the prototype. Just as you complete, you hear a knock on your door. Who is it? You call. Oh. Why? Who should answer from the other side of the door?
That was a lot of words
about
making a thermostat. Well, the thermometer. Yeah, we just created thermometer and also a metric for temperature. Good.
All this work, you know.
Seriously, who should answer the other side of the door? So
they have you. That's a good choice. I think it's your turn to choose. I chose the last one.
Yeah,
That
God,
best friend.
I want to go with that, but I don't have to pronounce that.
They call him Meme for short. Memus.
Yeah, I call him memes. Yeah. Hamlet is at the door. That's right. Turns out that simply wishing for someone to be at your door doesn't change who's actually there. You don't control reality with your thoughts, Ophelia. Sheesh. Anyway, Hamlet opens the door and steps into your room. It's me, he says. You haven't seen each other for a while. It's so great to see him. You run up and throw your arms around him and you smooch. It's just like old times.
Oh.
But the moment passes, and when you see the look, you can see... When you look at his face, you can see the concern written all over it. He's troubled by something. I
feel like, excuse me, that Ophelia is clearly a go-getter. I mean, she's inventing many things at this point. I think she would just ask him.
Yeah. Third option, ask him how he feels about thermometers. Yo, I got some crazy idea.
Is it my turn?
I'll ask one was short. I can grab this one. Okay. You ask him what's wrong, and, well, there's no other way to put this, so I'll give it to you straight. Hamlet tells you about a spooky ghost and a plan for murdering his stepfather, Claudius, pretender to the throne. I'll be frank, it sounds crazy. A ghost? Murder? But he is your friend and lover, and you're not going to leave him hanging out to dry. As gently as you can, you tell him you're pretty sure ghosts don't exist, but even if they do, he needs to be certain that the ghost he saw was actually the ghost of his father. What if it was some other ghost trying to mess things up? That seems to give him pause. Hamlet admits he never actually asked the ghost for information only his dad would know. It's possible the ghost could be an imposter.
Ah, imposter ghost dad.
Imposter ghost dad. Oh, the sequel with Bill Cosby and Bill Cosby's brother. I'll come with you tonight, sweetie, you say. We'll go together, and if a ghost shows up, we'll figure out what to do. You're confident no ghost will...
persevere.
Well, no, don't worry. I got thermometers. I can solve ghost riddles like Scooby-Doo or some shit, but Shakespeare. It's awesome. You're confident no ghost will appear and that this will all just go away. You take his hand and squeeze. Hamlet looks up at you, and you can see his relief. Okay, he says, smiling. What do you do? Well, there's one choice, so... Go to see the ghost.
Yeah. Go check out that ghost. Ask that ghost some questions. Excuse me, I have to burp. That's really
no problem.
To reading.
I'm drinking a whole bunch too, so you're good.
I know, that's the thing. Like, oh, my throat's really dry. I'm just gonna inhale all this air. That'll help. Evening comes, and Hamlet leads you to the spot outside where he first saw the ghost. We have to wait till around midnight, he says. I think that's when he normally shows up. To pass the time, you play a storytelling game you enjoy where you say one word of a story and he says the next word, and neither of you knows where the story will go. Once you begin, upon, he says, you say, time, he says, there was a beautiful, he says, looking at you, you smile. Prince, you reply, and he smiles back, who wanted to kiss, you say.
Oh shit, I went too fast.
His girlfriend, he says. That's cheating, you say.
Okay, yeah, I'll go back down. Okay, don't want to miss that platinum right down there.
Yeah, I think I skipped it.
God, this. Oh shit, God. I did it again. Damn it. This. Oh god damn it, who made a joke of a one word per line medium in this? A click-and-paste medium? Who planned this? North?
Ryan North. Oh my gosh. That's cheating, you say. And then you're kissing.
What do you do?
Oh my gosh.
Choices
These
are...
kids. Make out for a while, or don't make out because, and you can't believe you're thinking about this, but what if a ghost catches you making out? What if a ghost catches you making out?
I'm just looking in chat, and basically it's just non-stop make out who cares about ghosts. Just forget ghosts!
I mean, that's how I live my life, so...
Ghosts watching you do it makes it better. Alright, well, I'm going with chat, and fuck the ghosts.
Yeah. Or your boyfriend, whichever.
Yeah. You make out for what turns out to be quite a while, as the night is warm and the stars are stunning, and there are no bugs here to bite any exposed flesh, and before you know it, you've totally made out as much as it's possible to totally make out. Nice! And you fall asleep in each other's arms.
Oh, man.
If ghosts exist, and if one really did show up, he certainly had the good grace to leave you alone for your makeouts. Also, he was probably embarrassed. You were both way naked. The two of you return to the same spot the next evening and evenings after that, but it becomes more and more a date night and less a specter from beyond the grave wants to get some murders done thing. King Claudius and Polonius are not exactly thrilled with the two of you being together, but on the flip side, any urges to commit regicide that were floating around have begun to fade off too. Though you talk about it often, the whole encounter with the ghost, if it did really happen, takes on the quality of a dream. Rather than do the long-distance thing again, you decide to move in together and get your own place here in Denmark. Together, the two of you work on finalizing the invention of the alcohol thermometer. It works! And even figure out the other half of it, a way to move heated air throughout a building. Congratulations! You invented central heating! It's an invention that all of Denmark wants, and most are willing to pay for. Well, it's not the largest. You do live in the most comfortable estate in the entire country, thanks to the heating money. One bright summer day, as the two of you walk through the castle garden, you get down on one knee and say, "Sweetie, you're the most important person in my life, and I can't imagine ever living without you. I want to make you as happy as you make me every single day. Let's get married." You mean every word. It's not the most traditional proposal in the world, nor is it the most traditional wedding, but it's wonderful and beautiful and perfect. You're very happy. You didn't invite Claudius to the wedding. A few years later, Claudius falls ill with some sort of lung disease, and his doctors are unable to treat it effectively. He passes away only a few months later, having never produced an heir. Shortly after, the two of you become the new king and queen of all of Denmark. Your first child, Alex, is born 5 months later, and you all live happily ever after. The end! Woo!
You industrious lovebirds.
That had to be the best ending. That was the best version of Hamlet. Just
basically.
We invented central heat, made out a bunch, and had a nice life. Woo!
We maybe had sex in front of a ghost, we'll never know.
Yeah! Nice! And
nice.
Got a good bit of artwork. Fantastic.
Oh, smoochies.
Mm-hmm, with an alcohol thermometer.
Oh my gosh.
Artwork unlocked. Congrats. Oh, wait, here we go. It's time for the Hamlo meter.
What? Oh, nice.
Where are we at? Oh. Not to be what? Nonsense.
Sad.
Oh, man. That might be how... I have no idea what that actually means.
Yeah. I don't know if that's anything we've done. Oh, we get stats.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet stats. How many
Choices made, times you were not. What? Congratulations! You created a better story than Shakespeare!
Yeah! Suck at Shakespeare.
Cool, so it allows checkpoints, and yeah, so it's good. And then show me the credits. Oh man, that was a good first run. Yeah, I like that. That was good.
Good outcome.
Mm-hmm. This is a pretty high level Shakespeare happening. I think we should go through and try the old senior.
Oh yeah, Seymour Ham.
Mm-hmm. The very least. Who do I give money to for this awesome thing? This is actually on Steam. It's To Be or Not To Be. And yeah, there's that. You also can find it in book version at places where you can buy books.
Wherever books are sold.
Mm-hmm. So this is the same opening as before, and yeah, Imaginationalist has linked the Steam page in the chat. What's a book? That's fucked if I know. Where do I buy? Or free at the library. Good luck having a library cool enough to have this.
Yeah, right.
Yep, so you've just been born. Congratulations, good work on that thing. And yeah, so who are we gonna be? And yeah, definitely gonna have to rock the Hamlet Senior this time.
To see what could have been.
Mm-hmm. You are King Hamlet. All of Denmark is under your command. Everything's going so great for you. At present, you're in Norway, where just this afternoon you led Denmark's forces to an astounding victory during which you personally killed the Norwegian king. Stabbed him right through the head you did. His eye popped out and rolled on the ground, and then you stepped on it. Whoa, your ass is bad. You are a bad ass. You decide after a day of being good at fighting you should have a nap. You've earned it. You settle down in an orchard for some nappy times. During your delightful rest, your brother pours some poison in your ear, and you die. Surprise! You didn't know poisons worked that way. Wow! You've barely made one choice so far, and you're dead already. Way to go, champ. You're really good at books, huh? Just a stellar job you're doing reading here, Chuckles. The end.
It's true, though. Pouring... Oh, trying to get all the poison out of his ear.
I love that picture. That's a good one.
That's a really good picture.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness.
Artwork unlocked.
Nice.
But, okay, fine, I feel sorry for you. Here's a choice that you can choose. Become a ghost, or do not become a ghost.
Ghost. That is gonna be unanimously ghost. I can already tell you.
Yeah, I'm looking. Yeah, ghost, percent run. Yeah, ghost it. Ghost ride your whip. Yeah, become a ghost. Got it. Good news. The afterlife exists and it's full of ghosts. You know this because you're now one of them. You get to spend all your time slamming doors, rattling chains, and telling on the person who killed you. But here's the thing. I, the author, told you, the reader, that your brother poured poison in your ear while you napped. But you, as Hamlet Sr., have no idea how you died. You slept through the whole thing. So you need to figure out who killed you if you're going to get revenge of yourself on your murderer. Assuming you even were murdered. Because, remember, for all you know, you could have died of a heart attack. This is an example of dramatic irony. Only since we're in the second person, it's an amazing example of an entirely new species of dramatic irony. Something I'm going to call second-person pronoun paradoxical autodramatic irony. You are now aware of information that you're not aware of. This should be fun.
Oh my goodness.
Achievement. Invent a new kind of irony.
Yay!
Yes! Yes! Good! Alright, and I'll pass it on over. Oh, wait. First choice. Except you died of a heart attack, or listen in on people's conversations and see if any of them talk about how they totally killed you.
Man, snoop on those people. Mad snoops.
Yeah, you gotta peep on peeps. Alright, I'll let you get this part.
Okay. You hang around Norway for a bit, trying to listen in on what people are saying, but they're all speaking Norwegian. You only speak Danish, so understanding Norwegian is a little difficult. It all sounds like Swedish to you, which actually makes a lot of sense since Danish, Norwegian, and Swedish are all related to North Germanic languages, descending from an early linguistic differentiation between regular Germanic speakers and North Germanic speakers around 200 AD. You nod your head, agreeing that all of this is both accurate and extremely interesting. While these three languages are generally supposed to be mutually intelligible, you find You can understand Norwegian speakers only if you're concentrating, which you are, and if they're speaking it slowly and clearly, which they're not, as everyone is running around upset about the war and all these kings getting killed. Ironically, Norwegian speakers can understand Danish easier than Danish speakers understand Norwegian, but that doesn't help you much. That would only be useful if you were playing as the Norwegian king whose ghost has stowed away in your army's boat headed back to Denmark, but I haven't given you that option even though it would have been extremely awesome. If you're wondering what happens to this vengeful ghost king, I can tell you only this. The answer exists in your imagination. But here's the good news. It turns out written Danish and written Norwegian are actually pretty similar. So you spend the next several nights haunting people, quietly reading their diaries while they're sleeping peacefully in their beds. And you don't know this, but ghosts do this all the time. Ghosts just love sneaking a peek at all the secrets of the living. It takes a while, but you finally find the diary of someone who wrote on the day that you died, and she was wandering by a garden, minding her own business, when she saw some Danish guy pour something in some other Danish guy's ear. Hey, that sounds like what could have happened to you, but remember, you don't know that's exactly what happened to you because of that new irony you invented. Oh my gosh.
So we've gone into, let's see, major side issues in our 2 attempts through this game so far.
Yeah.
We had a thermometer and central heating discussion at length, and now we're going to North Germanic linguistics of the Middle English period. Good. Good.
Yes.
Good.
That is what I want.
Good. I just wanted to be sure that was in fact correct. Okay, do we wake up this person and ask her about it, or wake up this person and hold up a piece of paper where you've written down a question asking her about it?
I mean, yeah, we've kind of established that we're not going to understand each other speaking, so...
Yeah, that's a good point, because we paid attention to the discussion of North Germanic languages. Good.
Paper
we learned.
ghost.
Thank you.
Ghost
Thank you,
Rider.
Ryan North, for teaching me if I ever become a ghost and speak Norwegian or Danish, the best way to cross-communicate between the people. Excellent. Learning a lot of good shit here today.
Learning stuff.
Alright, you grab a piece of paper and write down the words. Hey, I'm not here to kill you, I just want to know about that murder you maybe witnessed, but in Danish, of course. Laughing's written, and also, I'm also laughed good. You gently shake the woman awake while holding the piece of paper up in front of her. She's freaked out initially, she was just woken up by a ghostly apparition from beyond the grave. But once she reads your note, she looks at you suspiciously and says, "For real?" You flip over the paper and write, "Yeah, I'm the guy that got killed maybe, and I guess I want revenge my death or whatever. But please speak slowly, as Norwegian is not my native language. I'm from Denmark." "Oh," the woman says in Danish, "I speak Danish too." "Kick ass," you reply. She tells you what she saw and gives you a physical description of the guy. Unfortunately, the man answering to her description could only be one person, your brother, Claudius.
Claudius?
Congratulations, my king. You now know what you know, so that whole second-person pronoun paradoxical autodramatic irony thing has been slain. Good, plus 500 experience, new quest.
Yay!
Yeah. Oh my god. So yeah, as someone pointed out in chat, our first words as a ghost were kick ass. That was it. And then it was kick ass ghosts. Also, yeah, I do love the smiling Yorick.
Yeah, super cute.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Alright, you've been awarded 500 experience points, plus you've unlocked a new quest, Revenge Yourself on Claudius. You feel pretty chuffed about this whole situation. Okay, let's revenge your death. Your murderer is getting away with it in Denmark. Okay, do we go for a ghostly swim, or take a ghostly cruise?
It's an interesting choice.
I'm seeing a lot of swim. Float you a ghost.
Well.
Ghost cruise, swim, ford the river.
Yeah, swim seems...
Like a poor choice, but it's one the chat wants to make. Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. It's like 200 kilometers between the two nations. You know that, right? Apparently not. So you start to swim back to Denmark, but it's a lot of work to keep your body corporal so you can swim, so eventually you get tired and stop. For a while you float above the water, but that gets boring, so for most of the journey you float down to the ocean floor and travel along it. Hey, there's a sunken pirate ship over here. Hey, there might be treasure in it.
Okay, yeah, you got it. So, examine pirate ship or ignore it and just arrive in Denmark. We found a pirate boat. Of course we...
Boat.
Yeah, you gotta get the booty. Yeah, treasure. Yeah. Obvious choice. Man, it's
Just
awesome.
It.
Fucking whatever, going back to avenge our death. Ghost boat. Man, it's awesome.
And it's so cool to be an underwater explorer who doesn't need to breathe. That's true, man.
Yeah, ghosts have an easy time exploring ghost boats.
I mean, it's kind of hard to see things without a light source, but your ghostly body glows a little when you want it to, so it's not so bad. The pirate ship itself seems recently sunk. There are bodies trapped below decks, and yeah, that's unpleasant. The ocean bacteria haven't really started decomposing them yet. Bodies, man. Being corporeal, man. I don't know. You find the treasure room, and it's empty. It seems like the ship was attacked, raided, and then sunk. Somewhere above your head, sailing on the surface of the great ocean Atlantic, is a really tough pirate ship that's just looking for treasure and or trouble. Too bad you're already dead, huh? But if you were alive, what does a ghost need with money anyway? So I guess this has been kind of pointless, but still awesome endeavor. You explored the ocean bottom. You explored the ocean bottom and found a sunken ship. Don't let anyone tell you that's not awesome. Yay!
I may have gone a little fast, but... Oh, yep, I did. Damn it. I'm going ahead because I'm not good. I'm trying to lead. I'm bad at this. Okay.
Going to stream jail.
Okay, after several more days of very slow travel that we just skipped over because it got boring, you're back on Denmark's shores. Then we got an achievement for exploring Ghost Boat. Alright, so... Our two choices.
These choices. Oh my god. Everyone wants to just hang out in the ocean.
You know what? Go back and explore the ocean some more. The ocean rules. It does kind of rule, huh?
Yeah.
You realize that? Wow, there's a lot of stuff down on the ocean floor that no living human eyes have ever seen. And while your dead ghost eyes won't actually change that fact, there's still lots of cool stuff to explore. You eventually travel all the way to the Mariana Trench, the very deepest part of the ocean, over 547 fathoms below sea level. Again with the facts! Jesus!
This book wants you to learn stuff.
That's doing a good job, you know? People might understand thermometers better, and central air, and North Germanic languages, and now the depth of the Mariana Trench! Here's the water above presses down at over thousands of times standard atmospheric pressure, and the temperature is just above freezing. There are oh god damn it, really. There are xenophyophores here, which are honest-to-God single-celled organisms so big you can see them with your bare eyes. Why, here's one that's over 10 centimeters long. This is nuts. This whole place is nuts, and you're learning so much! You give up on your revenge plan and instead devote your afterlife to being a marine biologist and oceanic cartographer. And it turns out, ghost marine biology is pretty advanced compared to a live human marine biology. Due in no small part to how you can hang around on the ocean floor for as long as you want and can't die. Nevertheless, you write several seminal ghost books on the subject, including... Look at that weird bug thing I found, and gross, life on the ocean floor, and make many 100,000 ghost dollars. The end.
What an amazing ending. Wow.
We are
ghost
so
cat.
bad at making stories that are anything like Hamlet, and I think that is the best thing we can say about this.
Yeah, that's pretty much amazing.
Oh my god. Oh, here we go. There's the art. Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah! He